All right, and Blue and I were talking about some of the names for the different places where they would fish, and he was telling me, so we want to find out some of the places where they caught fish on Longboat Key.
Well, we've mentioned a couple of them earlier in this interview, and fishermen have every place named. Where'd you catch your fish today? Oh, we stopped the farm. Well, where are you going tomorrow night? Crane's Bayou Hole. It was that head of Crane's Bayou. Yeah, we're going to Black Point. Never all those places, everything was named. New Pass Shoal, that was a good place. Seems like they've all skidoodled like a covey of quail now. I can't think of one of them. I don't know.
Well, it's funny that you all used to share where you go fishing. I mean, nowadays people are trying to hide where they're catching fish because they don't want to go there and find some people right where they were fishing.
Right.
So I do that all the time. Somebody asks me where I got something, I just tell them out in the bay. That way you don't have to go, worry about them being right where you were catching something before. Because a lot of times you keep going back to the same spot because you did good the time before.
Right. I never tried to be secretive about where I was fishing because I never went back to the same place. I tried to reason that out. If I fished one area one night, I wouldn't go back to that area the next night. And I sat there and think about it. I said, now somebody else went back there even if you didn't, because they didn't know you were there. Thursday night, so Friday night they went there, and I'm just using the term night here, but there was somebody there in the daytime too. But I was a night fisherman. I didn't like to fish in the daytime.
It was cooler at night and not so hot and sunny.
I don't know what it was, but I felt like I had an advantage somehow. But one reason is because I fished a pole skiff. I didn't want one of these kicker boats. I couldn't stand the thing. I hated them. I still do. One of these bow-powered kicker boats. I think that's one of the reasons for the net ban. I opposed them from the day one. I still do. But I fished a skiff, pole skiff, 400 yards of net on the back end of it, and take my little launch, pull up to where I wanted to fish a hole or cut finger wherever it was, along the shore someplace. Throw the anchor and pick up my pole oar.
Well, it's a whole different way of doing it. It's kind of, you have to be quiet. And
yeah.
Did you use cotton nets to begin with, or do you?
I never did use a natural fiber net. Oh.
All right, well, we're going to wind it up, and just in conclusion, is there anything you'd like to say about the area now, or in the future, in the past, or?
The only thing I'd like to see was, I would like to see this net ban repealed. It's one of the most damning things that's ever happened to the state of Florida and to the working public fishermen. It's too bad it had to happen, but guess that was in the cards, and that's the way they feel. I know that it will never be repealed because of too many bucks against us and too many people wanting to play, and they're not concerned about feeding the people or where they're going to get the food for this next 2 billion people that's going to show up here, and to make it about 9 by 2050. I guess I'll have to give them part of my fish if Larry can catch me in here with a cast net. And I would like to see the net ban repealed, fishing get back like it was. But like I said, I don't have any hope for that.
But it's been a great place to be raised, and you know, it's when I was doing the interviews of fishermen, and you were one of the ones that I interviewed back about the environment, and it seemed like the fishermen were the purest advocates for a healthy environment because that was conducive to fishing. And it was pretty simple. You knew most fishermen were exactly where they came from because they wanted the fishing to be good so that they could continue making a living.
That's all exactly right, Tom. We'd like to see it get back to that one more time, but like I said, I don't have any hope for it. And as far as yesteryear, I have often reflected on this place, and sentimentally sometimes I think I was born in the best generation. Well, mine has been called the greatest because of during World War II. But Cortez was one of the best places to live. And I caught it just at the right time.
Well, it was a pleasure being around so many nice people who were kind to each other and, you know, pleasant, and it was just a nice atmosphere to live.
It was great. We never locked our doors. Mother and I lived alone. My daddy died when I was 3 years old. We lived alone. We never locked our doors. You never did worry about anybody hollering at you if you walked across the front lawn. Shortcuts all the way through the community. And
well, you know, I was trying to explain to somebody why in the old days everybody was so nice to each other, and I said, well, the outboard motors weren't very reliable.
yeah.
And you were always trying to be nice to people on the water because you might be asking them for a ride home. But now the motors run better and everybody's got a cell phone. It gets me when I see somebody out in a boat and they're just talking away, just got the cell phone on and, you know, conducting business or whatever they're doing out there. And
that's just the best way to be. Be good to everybody.
all right, well, thanks, Blue, and we'll get together another time for more, but I appreciate this. Thank you.
Okay, Tom. Bye-bye.